Silence the noise. Amplify your soul.
This book is your weapon. This book is your training ground. You will learn how to cut through distraction, how to stop seeking validation, how to strip away what doesn't matter, and how to live with focus, purpose, and strength. You must wake up to the truth. The battle is not outside of you, it is inside of you. Every day you are bombarded by noise. Opinions, expectations, endless comparisons, and constant distractions. If you don't silence them, they will silence you. You have to decide right now, will you live by the world's noise or by your soul's voice? You must guard your mind like a fortress. Protect your focus. Stop giving your attention away to meaningless chatter. Stop scrolling through other people's highlight reels and start building your own story. You must fight for clarity. You must fight for peace. You have to make room for the sound within you, the melody of your soul. That sound is power. That sound is direction. That sound is freedom. But it cannot rise if you keep feeding the noise. You must silence the noise. You must amplify your soul. The world is waiting for your sound. Chapter 1. The Architects of Distraction. They are everywhere, and you know them well. The ping of a notification, the endless scroll that eats away your night, the gossip that fills your ears but empties your soul, the negativity that seeps into your mind like poison. These are the architects of distraction. They are not harmless. They are not innocent. They are thieves of your focus and killers of your purpose. Every day they build walls around your destiny, brick by brick, until your vision is clouded. And here is the hard truth: you let them in. You allow the scroll, you open the ping, you lean into the gossip. You rehearse the negativity. Piece by piece they consume what belongs to you. You must stop ignoring them. You must call them out. And most importantly, you must take your attention back. Your greatest power is not your money. It is not your talent. It is not even your time. Your greatest power is your attention. Where your attention goes, your life follows. Focus on the junk, and your life fills with junk. Focus on what matters, and your life strengthens. But you cannot continue treating your attention like pocket change, throwing it at every alert, every drama, and every meaningless distraction. And then you wonder why you feel empty, why you feel scattered, why your soul feels silent. The truth is clear. You cannot build a meaningful life with divided focus. You cannot discover your soul's sound while constantly feeding your mind noise. You must protect your attention like treasure. Now let's name these architects, because until you name them, you cannot disarm them. The first is your phone. That glowing rectangle in your hand is not neutral. It is designed to hijack your brain. Every ping is a hook. Every scroll is a trap. You think you are in control, but the truth is this: when you pick it up without purpose, you are being led. The second architect is gossip. Empty words about people who are not in the room. Conversations that add nothing, build nothing, solve nothing. Gossip does not lift you, it lowers you. It does not build you, it breaks you. If it does not lift you, it does not belong. You must cut it off. The third is negativity. It comes in the form of the news cycle that thrives on fear. It shows up in the friend who always sees the worst. It lives inside your mind when you replay old failures over and over again. Negativity pretends to be truth, but in reality, it is only noise. The fourth is comparison. You know it too well. The midnight scroll through highlight reels. The quiet envy of someone else's milestone. Comparison is distraction disguised as inspiration. It kills gratitude. It silences your own melody. These are the architects of distraction. They are clever. They are relentless. They work together to steal your focus. And if you do not resist, they will own you. So how do you fight back? You fight with choice, with discipline, with courage. You must silence your phone. Turn off unnecessary notifications. Do you really need to know the instant someone posts a photo of their breakfast? No, mute it, delete it, control it, or it will control you. You have to cut off gossip. The next time someone leans in with, "Did you hear?" you must shut it down. Say, "I don't need to know." Change the subject. Walk away. Your ears are not trash cans, and you must stop filling them with garbage. You must block negativity. Stop starting your day with headlines engineered to stir your fear. Stop surrounding yourself with people who drain your energy. Stop rehearsing your failures as if they define you. Replace the script. Speak words of strength. Feed yourself words of hope. And you have to kill comparison. Unfollow accounts that make you feel small. Stop measuring your worth by likes, views, or someone else's highlight reel. You are not them. You are you. You are not here to echo someone else's sound. You are here to amplify your own. This is not about hiding from the world. This is about mastering it. You cannot control every sound outside of you, but you can control what you allow inside. Your mind, your heart, your soul, these are your sanctuary. You must guard them with fire. Nothing should enter without your permission. Every scroll is a choice. Every conversation is a choice. Every thought you allow to linger is a choice. So ask yourself, does this bring me peace or does it steal it? Does this feed my soul or does it drain me? Does this push me forward or does it pull me back? If the answer is not life, cut it off. Now let's get painfully honest. How much time have you lost to distraction this week? How many hours have you wasted scrolling instead of building? How many dreams have you delayed because you were too busy consuming noise? Stop lying to yourself. Stop saying you don't have time. You do. You just gave it away. You must face this truth, and you must break the cycle. So here's your challenge, 1 hour. Give yourself just 1 hour without distraction. 1 hour without scrolling. 1 hour without checking every ping. 1 hour without gossip, negativity, or comparison. Take that hour back. Invest it. Read something that builds you. Write your thoughts. Pray, reflect, create. Do something that feeds your soul instead of draining it. And when you do, you will see what happens. Clarity returns, peace returns, strength rises, and you will realize something powerful. You were never weak, you were simply distracted. The architects of distraction will not quit. They will knock on your door tomorrow. They will knock the day after. They will knock again and again, but they only win if you let them in. So you must decide. You must draw the line. You must protect your focus with everything you have. If it steals your peace, cut it off. If it wastes your time, walk away. If it feeds your insecurity, starve it. This is your life. This is your soul. This is your sound. Silence the architects of distraction, and you will take your destiny back. Chapter 2. Your inner compass is your true north. Let's talk about something most people ignore, your inner compass. Beneath all the clamor of life, beneath the chatter of social media, beneath the noise of the news, there is a voice inside of you. This voice is quiet, steady, and unwavering. It doesn't argue with you, it doesn't scream, and it doesn't demand attention. Yet it is the most important voice you will ever hear. That voice is your intuition. It is your purpose. It is your truth. I call it your inner compass, and it is always pointing you toward your true north. Now here's the problem. Most people never follow it. They wander through life, unsure of who they are or where they're going. They make decisions based on what others think, what the culture celebrates, or what feels comfortable in the moment. They listen to every external voice except their own, and because of that, they drift. They spend years moving, but never arriving. They confuse busyness for purpose. They confuse noise for clarity. You cannot afford to live that way. You must learn how to recognize your inner compass, how to listen to it, and most importantly, how to trust it, because that compass holds the map to your greatest potential. Now let me make this clear. Your compass is not broken. It has never been broken. From the moment you were born, it has been speaking to you. But here's why you don't hear it. It has been buried under layers of noise. It's been drowned out by the constant distractions around you. Think about your life. How often do you pause long enough to hear yourself think? Most people don't. They wake up and the first sound they hear is their phone buzzing. They scroll before they pray. They consume content before they create space. They fill every spare moment with noise podcasts, videos, conversations, emails, and notifications. And then they wonder why they can't hear their inner voice. But here's what I want you to realize. Your compass speaks in the quiet. It whispers in moments of stillness. You sense it in those rare seconds when you're alone and everything around you calms down. It pulls you back to what really matters. Yet instead of honoring that voice, most people dismiss it. They call it doubt. They call it fear. They shrug it off as nothing. But it's not nothing. It's everything. Your compass knows your direction before you can explain it. It nudges you when you're about to settle for less than you deserve. It warns you when you're about to compromise your values. It pushes you toward what you were born to do. But let's be honest, too often you silence it. You reason your way out of it. You bury it under excuses. And then you tell yourself you're confused. But you're not confused. You're avoiding the truth. Why do people avoid it? Because the external voices are louder. The world's voices are addictive. They reward you with validation. Think about it. The moment you post something, you get likes, comments, and quick applause. That feels good. But applause is not direction. Validation is not destiny. And yet, people trade their compass for the crowd. They choose popularity over purpose. And the crowd, let me warn you, will never lead you to your true north. So what do? You cultivate stillness. Stillness is your first discipline. It is not laziness. It is not weakness. It is power. Stillness is the act of turning down the volume of the world so you can finally hear yourself. And this doesn't have to be complicated. 1 hour without your phone. 1 morning without rushing. 1 evening without a screen. Just sit. Just breathe. Just reflect. Write in a journal. Pray. Think. That is how you create space for your compass to speak. Because your compass cannot compete with chaos. It waits for silence. You must create that silence. But listening is not enough. You also have to trust it. And this is where most people fail. Because trusting your compass feels risky. It doesn't always make sense. Sometimes it tells you to take a path no one else can see. Sometimes it asks you to take steps that seem unreasonable. It might tell you to leave a job everyone else thinks is perfect. It might tell you to start something no one else believes in. It might call you to stand alone when the crowd is moving in the opposite direction. But your compass does not care about their opinions. It only cares about your purpose. And this is where courage comes in. To follow your compass, you must be willing to look foolish. You must be willing to take risks. You must be willing to walk alone. But understand this. Every great life you admire was built by someone who trusted their compass more than the crowd. Every single day, you are in a battle of voices. The external voices are loud. What will people think? You're not ready. Don't take risks. Don't dream too big. But your compass whispers, this is your way. This is your path. This is who you are. Which voice wins? The one you obey. If you obey the noise, your life becomes noise. If you obey the compass, your life gains direction. And this is not a one-time decision, it's a daily one. You must choose every single day which voice you will follow. Now, let me clarify something. Your true north is not a single destination. It's not just a career. It's not just a relationship. It's not one big achievement. Your true north is alignment. It's living in sync with your purpose. It's following your compass, step by step, no matter how winding the road becomes. When you're aligned, you feel it. There's clarity, there is peace, and there is strength, even in struggle, because you know you are on your path, not someone else's. And when you're misaligned, you feel that too. There's restlessness, frustration, and an ache that something is missing. That's your compass telling you you've drifted. Come back. So let me give you some practical steps. First, practice stillness every single day. Don't wait for a weekend retreat. Create 5 minutes of silence today. Second, practice obedience. When your compass nudges you, act. Don't wait for perfect clarity, take the step. Third, practice courage. Accept that following your compass will sometimes mean standing alone. Fourth, set boundaries. Say no to what doesn't align. Say yes to what leads you closer to your true north, even if it scares you. The more you practice, the stronger the compass becomes in your life. Now I have to ask you, whose voice are you following? The crowd or your compass? Validation or direction? Noise or stillness? You cannot follow both. One will always drown out the other, and your future depends on which one you choose. Your compass is waiting. Your true north is waiting. Your life is waiting. Create space, cultivate stillness, trust the voice within, because your compass holds the map to your greatest potential. You cannot control what others say, but you absolutely control what you absorb. That distinction is everything. People will always talk. They will comment. They will criticize. They will project their fears, their doubts, and their insecurities onto you. That part you cannot stop. But here is the good news. You do not have to take it in. You are not required to digest every word that is thrown your way. This is where the art of selective hearing comes in. Selective hearing is not about pretending the world is silent. It is about learning how to filter. It is about knowing which voices deserve your attention and which ones you must shut out. It is about becoming a gatekeeper for your own mind and spirit. And make no mistake, you must guard the gates. Because if you don't, negativity, doubt, and fear will walk right in and make themselves at home. Now, let me teach you something simple but powerful. Every word that enters your ears is a seed. If you water it, it grows. If you starve it, it dies. Words of encouragement can become strength when you allow them in. Words of doubt can become chains when you dwell on them. You cannot stop the words from coming, but you decide which ones get planted and which ones get rejected. That's your power. That's selective hearing. When doubt whispers, what do? You turn up the volume on your conviction. You remind yourself of what you know is true, not what others fear might happen. Doubt says, you can't. Conviction answers, watch me. Doubt says, what if you fail? Conviction says, what if I succeed? If you don't replace the whisper of doubt with conviction, it will eat away at your confidence. When criticism barks, amplify your self-belief. Now, let's be clear, some criticism is healthy. Some feedback can refine you and sharpen you. But most criticism isn't about you. It's about the other person. People criticize what they don't understand. They criticize what threatens them. They criticize because it's easier to tear someone down than to build themselves up. If you listen to every bark, you'll spend your whole life chained to other people's opinions. You have to separate the helpful from the harmful. Take the lesson if it makes you better. Reject the poison if it makes you smaller. And then there is fear. Fear doesn't whisper, it shouts. It shouts loudly, relentlessly, and convincingly. Fear will give you 1,000 reasons not to move forward. Fear will show you every possible worst-case scenario. Fear will sound so logical that you'll think it's wisdom. But understand this. Fear is not the truth. Fear is a projection. It is a story about what might happen, not what will happen. And you cannot live your life bowing to a story that doesn't exist. So when fear shouts, you must listen instead to the courage that lies dormant within you. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is the decision to move forward in spite of it, and you already have it. It is inside you, waiting to be chosen. So here's the bottom line. You must become a gatekeeper for your mind and spirit. That means you cannot let every voice, every opinion, and every comment have access to you. Think of your mind like a house. Would you let a stranger walk in, muddy their shoes on your carpet, and sit at your table without permission? Of course not. But many of you do that with your mind every single day. You allow gossip to enter. You allow negativity to sit down. You allow doubt to eat at your table. No more. Your mind is your home. Your spirit is your sanctuary. Guard the door. Let in only what nourishes you. Reject what depletes you. If a conversation leaves you heavy, it does not belong. If a voice constantly discourages you, it does not belong. If a message drains your energy, it does not belong. And this is not cruelty, it is wisdom. You are not required to give everyone equal access. Access to your mind is a privilege. Treat it that way. Let me make this practical. Start with your phone. Mute notifications that pull you into distraction. Unfollow voices that constantly stir comparison or negativity. Protect your digital environment, because what you consume digitally is just as powerful as what you consume physically. Next, look at your relationships. If someone only speaks doubt into your life, limit their influence. You don't have to cut everyone off, but you must set boundaries. And finally, look at your self-talk. Sometimes the loudest negative voice is not out there, it's in here. You must learn to correct yourself, to replace lies with truth, to replace I can't with I will. Here's what I want you to remember. Your energy is finite. You don't have an endless supply. Every day you wake up with a limited tank of focus, strength, and attention. If you waste it on voices that don't matter, you won't have enough left for what does matter. That's why you must protect it fiercely. Don't spend your energy defending yourself against every opinion. Don't spend it explaining yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you. Don't waste it on arguments that add no value to your life. Conserve it. Invest it wisely. Give your energy only to what fuels your growth, not what drains your spirit. And this requires discipline. Selective hearing is not automatic. It's a habit you must develop. You must train yourself to pause before absorbing, pause before reacting, pause before letting a word settle in your mind. Ask yourself, does this nourish me? Does this align with my purpose? Does this move me closer to my true north? If the answer is no, let it go. Don't dwell on it. Don't replay it. Don't feed it. Let it starve. The people who rise above in life are not those who never hear negativity. They are those who refuse to feed it. They are those who master the art of selective hearing. So I ask you, what voices are you letting in? What words are you watering? What energy are you allowing to shape your inner world? Because make no mistake, what you absorb becomes who you are. If you absorb fear, you live small. If you absorb doubt, you live hesitant. If you absorb criticism, you live insecure. But if you absorb truth, you live confident. If you absorb courage, you live bold. If you absorb conviction, you live uncheckable. You cannot stop people from talking, but you can stop their words from taking root in you. That is your responsibility. That is your power. That is the art of selective hearing. Chapter 4. The soundtrack of your success. Imagine your life as a movie. What is its soundtrack right now? If someone pressed play, what would they hear? Is it a constant background of worry, fear, and comparison? Or is it a powerful symphony of purpose, courage, and passion? This is not a small question, it is the question. Because whether you realize it or not, you are the composer of that soundtrack. You are the conductor of that orchestra. And every thought you allow, every word you speak, every action you take is adding a note to that music. The truth is, most people let their soundtrack compose itself. They wake up and allow the noise of the world to write their score. The news sets the tone. Social media dictates the rhythm. Random conversations add their own dissonance. And by the end of the day, what they're left with is chaos, a noisy, broken soundtrack that does not inspire them, does not motivate them, and does not move them forward. Then they wonder why life feels heavy. They wonder why they lack clarity. But the reason is simple. They've handed the baton to the wrong conductor. You cannot afford to live like that. You must take ownership of your soundtrack. You must consciously decide what melodies you allow in, what rhythms you create, and what harmonies you build with your daily habits. This is not about pretending life is perfect. This is not about avoiding hardship. This is about choosing the music you march to, even in difficulty. Let's make it practical. Your thoughts are the first instrument in your orchestra. They are the strings, the foundation. If your thoughts are tuned to negativity, the whole soundtrack suffers. A single thought, like, "I'm not good enough," played on repeat, can drown out every other instrument. You have to retune your strings. You have to feed your mind with thoughts that uplift you, empower you, and align with your purpose. This is why affirmations matter. This is why meditation, prayer, and reflection matter. They are not empty practices. They are rehearsals for your orchestra. They are how you set the key for your soundtrack. Then come your words. Words are the brass section. They are bold, loud, and they cut through the noise. What are you saying daily? Are you speaking worry into existence? Are you speaking defeat over your own life? Or are you speaking strength, possibility, and truth? Words matter. They shape the music of your reality. You must choose words that reinforce your direction, not derail it. Next, your actions. Actions are the percussion, the rhythm that drives everything forward. Your daily habits create the beat of your life. And here's the reality. Your soundtrack cannot rise above your habits. You cannot expect a triumphant crescendo if your daily rhythm is lazy, distracted, or inconsistent. If your actions are offbeat, your soundtrack will never sound right. You must build habits that keep you in tempo reading instead of scrolling, moving instead of procrastinating, creating instead of consuming. Every small choice is a note in your rhythm. And finally, your relationships. Relationships are the harmonies. They can either lift the entire soundtrack or drag it down. When you surround yourself with people who encourage you, challenge you, and believe in you, the harmonies are beautiful. They add depth. They enrich the music. But if you allow toxic voices into your orchestra, they will play off key, and the whole soundtrack will suffer. You must choose your harmonies wisely. Now think about this. Every day you're either composing noise or composing music. Noise is easy. It takes no effort. Just let worry play. Let distraction play. Let comparison play. Before long, you have a soundtrack of confusion. But music requires intention. You must pick up the baton. You must tell the strings what to play. You must bring the rhythm into order. You must decide which melodies deserve to be heard. That's what separates people who drift from people who succeed. Here's the challenge. Your soundtrack is not just about you. The music you play affects everyone who hears it. Your family, your friends, your team, they all feel the energy of your soundtrack. If your life is filled with negativity, you will spread negativity. If your life is filled with courage, you will spread courage. Your soundtrack is contagious. That is why it is so critical to take it seriously. So let me ask you, if your life's soundtrack played on speakers today, would you be proud of it? Would you want the world to hear it? If not, it's time to rewrite the score. Start with your mornings. The first notes you play each day set the tone for everything that follows. Don't let chaos be the first sound. Don't let your phone dictate your opening melody. Choose stillness. Choose gratitude. Choose intention. Play something uplifting in the morning, a good book, a prayer, music that fuels you. That first melody matters. Next, pay attention to the background music of your day. The thoughts that run on repeat, the conversations you entertain, the content you consume, all of it adds notes. Ask yourself, is this building harmony or creating noise? If it's noise, cut it out. Then end your day with closure. Every movie ends with a final score. Your day should too. Don't go to sleep to the sound of anxiety or unfinished business. Close the day with reflection. Journal, pray. Write down one win. Remind yourself of your direction. That final note will echo into tomorrow. Let me remind you of this. Your soundtrack will not always be upbeat. There will be seasons of struggle. There will be minor keys. There will be tension. That's life. But even in those moments, you must decide how the tension resolves. You can let the soundtrack end in despair, or you can let it build into a triumphant crescendo. Success is not the absence of struggle. It is the decision to turn struggle into music. You are the composer. You are the conductor. Stop letting life play random noise in your head. Stop giving other people the baton. Take it back. Choose your thoughts. Direct your words. Discipline your actions. Protect your harmonies. And create a soundtrack that moves you and everyone who hears it toward success. Chapter 5. Beyond the echo chamber of others. It is tempting to seek validation. It feels good when someone claps for you, when they nod in agreement, when they approve of your choices. But listen carefully. Living for applause is a trap. Chasing approval is a cage. And the echo chamber of others' expectations will suffocate you if you do not break free. Most people never realize this. They build their lives inside walls others have constructed. They pick careers to make parents proud. They wear masks to keep friends comfortable. They sacrifice dreams to avoid criticism. And what do they gain? A shallow sense of belonging, a moment of applause, but beneath it all, emptiness. Because deep down they know, this is not me. You must not live like that. You must step out of the echo chamber. You must stop outsourcing your worth to other people's opinions. Because here is the truth: your worth was never meant to be decided by a committee. Your value is not up for vote, and your destiny cannot be dictated by the crowd. Let's be clear, validation is addictive. It gives you a rush, a like, a compliment, a pat on the back. It feels good. But what happens when the likes stop? What happens when the compliments turn into criticism? If your identity depends on external echoes, you will crumble the moment they go silent. That is why you must anchor yourself not in applause, but in authenticity. Authenticity is not easy. It demands courage. It means you will not always fit in. It means people will not always understand you. It means sometimes you will walk alone. But authenticity is also the only path to freedom. It is the only way to live a life you will not regret. So let's make it practical. How do you step out of the echo chamber? First, silence the noise. You cannot hear your true voice if the volume of others' opinions is always blasting. That means muting notifications that feed comparison. That means stepping back from conversations where your spirit shrinks. That means pausing before asking, what will people think? And instead asking, what do I think? What do I want? Second, practice saying no. No is not a rejection of others. It is a protection of yourself. No to obligations that drain you. No to expectations that cage you. No to paths that look good to others but feel wrong to you. Every no creates space for your authentic yes. Third, test your motives. Ask yourself, am I doing this because it is true to me or because I want applause? Be honest. If the answer is applause, stop. Cut it off. Do not build your life on temporary claps. Build it on lasting conviction. Fourth, embrace solitude. Solitude is not loneliness. It is strength training for the soul. When you sit alone, without distraction, without validation, you learn to hear your own voice again. You remember what matters to you. You reconnect with your true desires. And from that place, you grow unshakable. Finally, take small steps in your authenticity daily. Write the book, even if no one reads it. Start the business, even if they laugh. Wear the outfit that feels like you, not what fashion dictates. Say the truth, even if it costs you approval. These small steps build a foundation of self-trust. And once you trust yourself, the echo chamber loses its grip. Here's what you must realize. The world does not need another copy. It does not need you to be a watered-down version of someone else. It needs your authentic brilliance, your story, your perspective, your unique combination of gifts and experiences. That is your greatest contribution. And the tragedy is, if you spend your life trapped in the echo chamber, the world will never see it. Think about it. Every great innovator, every true leader, every voice that shaped history had to step beyond the echo chamber. If they had listened to the crowd, they would have stayed silent. If they had craved approval, they would have quit. But they refused. They broke free. And in doing so, they gave us music, inventions, movements, truths that still shape us today. You must follow that example. You must have the courage to be misunderstood, to be doubted, to be criticized, because only then can you be fully expressed. Only then can you live a life that is undeniably yours. Do not waste your years rehearsing someone else's script. Do not spend your life chasing applause from people who may never even clap. Write your own script. Sing your own song. Walk your own road. Because at the end of the day, it will not be their life that flashes before your eyes. It will be yours. And you will either say, "I lived true," or "I lived trapped." The choice is yours. Step out of the echo chamber. Step into the spotlight of your unique brilliance. It will be uncomfortable. It will be risky, but it will also be worth it. Because the moment you do, you will discover freedom, purpose, and joy that approval can never give you. And that is the life you were meant to live. Chapter 6. The Resonance of Authenticity. When you silence the noise and amplify your soul, something powerful begins to happen. You become magnetic. Your life starts to radiate a frequency that cannot be faked, cannot be copied, cannot be manufactured. It is the resonance of authenticity. People are drawn to it. They may not always agree with you, but they cannot ignore you. Because in a world full of masks, the unmasked stand out. In a culture of imitation, the original shines brightest. And when you live authentically, you give others permission to do the same. Let me be clear, authenticity is not perfection. Authenticity is not polishing yourself until no flaws remain. Authenticity is showing up as you are passionate, flawed, growing, real. And that resonance, that raw and honest sound, cuts through the noise louder than any manufactured performance ever could. You must stop hiding your flaws. They are not liabilities. They are part of your unique tapestry. The scars, the struggles, the lessons, they carry weight, they carry depth, they carry power. People do not connect to your perfection. They connect to your humanity. They connect to the fact that you are real. You have to stop dimming your light. Too many people shrink to make others comfortable. They tone down their brilliance because they fear being too much. But hear me. The world needs your glow. Your light is not arrogance. It is contribution. Your radiance is not pride. It is service. Because when you shine, you illuminate the path for others still walking in the dark. Authenticity is contagious. When someone dares to be fully themselves, others around them begin to loosen their grip on pretense. They breathe easier. They open up. They risk showing more of who they are. That is why your authenticity is not selfish, it is a gift. But let's be honest. Living authentically will cost you. It will cost you approval from those invested in your conformity. It will cost you the comfort of always fitting in. It may even cost you relationships with people who only love the mask, not the real you. And yet, what you gain is worth infinitely more. You gain peace. Because you no longer live split into public you versus private you. You gain clarity, because when you no longer perform for others, you can finally hear your own voice clearly. You gain influence, because people trust what feels genuine, not what feels rehearsed. So how do you step into this resonance of authenticity? First, you must practice radical honesty with yourself. Stop pretending. Stop sugarcoating. Call things what they are. If you are tired, admit it. If you are scared, name it. If you want something different, acknowledge it. The first step to authenticity is refusing to lie to yourself. Second, you must integrate your story. Do not hide the chapters you wish were different. Do not erase the moments that embarrassed you. Instead, weave them into your message. Use them as evidence of growth, as proof of resilience, as reminders that you are still here, still standing. People will respect your victories, but they will resonate with your scars. Third, align your actions with your values. It is easy to say you believe in something. It is harder to live it daily. Authenticity demands alignment. If you value family, spend time with them. If you value health, care for your body. If you value faith, nurture your spirit. Every misalignment creates dissonance, and dissonance kills resonance. Fourth, show up consistently. Authenticity is not a one-time performance. It is a lifestyle. You cannot be genuine only when it's convenient. You must commit to it even when it's uncomfortable. Because the more consistent you are, the more powerful your resonance becomes.
And finally, you must embrace vulnerability. Authenticity without vulnerability is incomplete. You cannot resonate if you only share your strengths and hide your struggles. People respect strength, but they trust vulnerability. And trust is what turns resonance into real influence. Now, understand this. Authenticity is not about rebellion for rebellion's sake. It is not about being different just to prove a point. It is about alignment.
It is about congruence between your inner world and your outer expression. It is about becoming so deeply yourself that no echo, no opinion, no criticism can shake you. Think of your life as music. Noise is dissonant, scattered, confusing. But authenticity is harmony. It flows, it makes sense, it feels right. And when you live in harmony with yourself, the people around you feel it. They are drawn to it. They are inspired by it. That is why your authenticity is your most powerful message. Not your polished speeches. Not your perfect performance. Not the image you curate for approval. But the real you, imperfect, passionate, alive. That is what resonates. That is what the world remembers. Do not underestimate the ripple effect of authenticity. They are inspired by it. That is why your authenticity is your most powerful message. Not your polished speeches. Not your perfect performance. Not the image you curate for approval. But the real you, imperfect, passionate, alive. That is what resonates. That is what the world remembers. Do not underestimate the ripple effect of authenticity. Live loudly, live honestly, live authentically. The world has enough echoes. It is waiting for your original sound. And when you release that sound, when you amplify that resonance, you will discover a magnetic power that draws the right people, the right opportunities, and the right destiny into your life. Authenticity is not just about you. It is about the lives you will touch, the hearts you will heal, the courage you will awaken, simply by being you. So let it resonate. Chapter 7, Your Daily Ritual of Reclaiming Self. This is not a one-time decision. This is not a weekend challenge. This is not something you try once and then forget. Reclaiming yourself from the noise is a daily commitment, a ritual, a discipline. Every single day, you are pulled in 1,000 directions. Notifications fight for your attention. Voices demand your response. Advertisements compete for your focus. And if you do not set the tone of your day, the world will set it for you. That is why you must practice the daily ritual of reclaiming self. You must start your day with intention, not reaction. Do not roll out of bed and dive into your phone. Do not let the first voice you hear be the chaos of the internet. Because the first moments of your day are sacred. They are the soil into which every thought, every habit, every action will grow. If you give that soil away to distraction, you are already defeated before the day begins. So here is your first command. Spend your first hour reclaiming yourself. Before the world demands your attention, give that attention to your own soul. What does that look like? 1 hour of silence, 1 hour of creation, 1 hour of self-reflection. It does not have to be perfect. It does not have to look the same every day, but it must be intentional. For some, that hour may be prayer. For others, journaling. For others, reading, exercising, or simply sitting in stillness. The form does not matter as much as the focus. The goal is to feed your soul before the world feeds on you. You must say no without guilt. Understand this. Every yes you give without thought is a piece of yourself handed away. Every time you agree out of fear, every time you compromise your peace just to avoid disapproval, you weaken your fortress. You must reclaim your right to say no. No to obligations that drain you. No to noise disguised as urgency. No to people who trample your boundaries. And you must protect your peace without apology. Too many people defend their distractions more fiercely than their destiny. They justify endless scrolling, endless gossip, endless consumption, but feel guilty about protecting silence, focus, rest. That ends now. Stop apologizing for boundaries. Stop explaining why you need space. Stop negotiating for permission to take care of yourself. Your peace is not optional, it is essential. This daily ritual, repeated with discipline, builds an inner fortress, a sanctuary, a place where noise cannot reach, where comparison cannot thrive, where distraction loses its grip. And every day you practice it, the walls grow stronger. Every day you guard your time, your energy, your focus, you reinforce the truth. I belong to myself first. Do not underestimate the power of small, consistent actions. 1 hour of silence each morning does not look like much. Saying no once does not feel monumental. Protecting your peace today may feel ordinary, but repeated daily, these small acts carve deep grooves in your soul, grooves of focus, grooves of strength, grooves of clarity. That is how you become unshakable. Now, let's get practical. Here's what reclaiming yourself daily might look like. Number 1, silence. No phone for the first hour, no notifications, no noise. Let your mind breathe. Number 2, creation. Write, build, paint, plan. Start your day by producing, not consuming. Number 3, reflection. Journal your thoughts. Ask yourself what matters most today and what must I let go of. Number 4, movement. Stretch, walk, exercise. Remind your body it is alive and strong. Number 5, gratitude. Name 3 things you are thankful for before you chase what you don't yet have. None of this is complicated, but all of it is powerful. You may say, I don't have an hour, but here is the truth. You already give hours away to distraction. You already lose hours to meaningless scrolling, to gossip, to consumption. If you can give those hours away, you can take one back for yourself. The question is not time. The question is priority. You may say, I'll start tomorrow, but tomorrow is another excuse. Reclaim yourself today. Start small if you must. 10 minutes of silence, 10 minutes of journaling, 10 minutes of reflection, then grow from there. Consistency matters more than intensity. Remember, this is war. Every day you wake up, distraction is waiting. It will attack you through your phone, through other people's urgency, through the endless noise of the world. You cannot drift your way into peace. You must fight for it. You must claim it. You must build it into your daily ritual. And once you do, something extraordinary happens. You begin to live from the inside out, not the outside in. The noise no longer dictates your mood. The opinions no longer dictate your choices. The distractions no longer dictate your direction. You are anchored. You are clear. You are powerful. That is the gift of the daily ritual of reclaiming self. Not just clarity for today, but strength for tomorrow. Not just focus for now, but freedom for life. So here is your challenge. Tomorrow morning, reclaim the first hour. Guard it like treasure. Defend it like a warrior. And keep practicing. Because the more you practice, the more unbreakable your inner fortress becomes. Do this daily, and you will no longer just survive the noise of the world. You will rise above it. You will thrive in spite of it. And your soul will finally have the sanctuary it has been waiting for. In conclusion, this is the moment of decision, not tomorrow, not when life slows down, but now. The noise will not disappear. It will only grow louder. More opinions, more distractions, more demands, but you do not need the world to grow quieter. You need to grow stronger, still, rooted, clear. That is your responsibility. That is your gift. You cannot keep feeding the noise and expect your soul to thrive. You cannot keep chasing applause and expect peace to last. You cannot live on distractions and expect to build a life of depth. You must choose. Mute the noise. Guard your focus. Protect your peace. Start each day by returning to yourself, return to silence, return to clarity, return to truth. This is not weakness, and it is not selfishness. This is strength, this is survival, this is freedom. Because the world does not need another echo. It does not need another imitation. It needs your sound, pure, true, undiluted. When you reclaim your attention, your relationships shift. When you protect your peace, your work deepens. When you honor your soul, your influence expands. So live the ritual, build the inner fortress, and stand in the storm without being shaken. And remember, these movements are not born from the loudest noise. They are born from the clearest sound. Silence the noise. Amplify your soul. The world is waiting. Thank you for listening. Your time, your attention, and your willingness to grow are not small things. They are the seeds of transformation. Every chapter you've walked through is not just information, but an invitation. An invitation to silence the noise, to reclaim your focus, and to amplify the sound of your true self. If this book has spoken to you, if it has stirred something inside you, then don't keep it to yourself. Share it. Recommend it. Let someone else find the clarity they've been searching for. And if you want to stay connected to more of this journey, make sure you subscribe. There is more to come, more tools, more truth, more reminders to rise above the noise and live fully aligned with who you are meant to be. So once again, thank you. Thank you for choosing to listen. Thank you for daring to grow. And thank you for being part of this movement to live authentically, powerfully, and unapologetically. Your next chapter is waiting. Keep going.